The dangerous illusion. How interracial marriages become shields for deep-seated racism and anti-immigrant hate. Let's expose the bitter truth without apology. A person can marry outside their race and still viciously work against other nationalities, cultures, and immigrants, because racism isn't just about who you share a bed with, it's about raw power, brutal hierarchy, and iron-fisted control. Several toxic dynamics are always at play, and in today's MAGA-dominated political landscape, we're seeing this hypocrisy on full, shameless display. First, racism is ideological, not relational. It's a cold, calculated belief system rooted in superiority and entitlement. Someone can build an intimate life with a person from another race while fervently believing their own group deserves to dominate politically, economically, and culturally. Personal affection. It doesn't erase ideological poison. It often coexists with it, allowing the racist to compartmentalize their prejudice without ever confronting it. Second, the classic exception-making trap. You're not like the others. Countless bigots carve out special exemptions for their spouses, partners, or close associates. They mentally isolate that one individual from the entire group they demonize, preserving their hateful views while dodging any real self-reflection. This mental gymnastics lets them sleep at night, convinced their bias is logical because they've found the mythical good one. Third, power and dominance twisted into relationships. In far too many cases, marrying across racial lines actually reinforces a sense of conquest and control, especially when the dynamic demands assimilation, dependency, or total conformity to the dominant partner's worldview. The spouse from the marginalized background is expected to abandon their heritage, silence their experiences, and align perfectly, turning the marriage into a microcosm of the broader oppression the partner supports in public policy. Fourth, the ultimate deflection tool. Tokenism as insulation. Marrying someone of another race becomes a convenient shield. How can I be racist? My spouse's color and nationality should not matter. This cynical tactic lets individuals champion draconian anti-immigration laws, gut civil rights protections, and spew venom against entire nationalities while waving their personal life as proof of tolerance. It's a get-out-of-accountability-free card deployed to silence critics and maintain power. Fifth, nationalism overriding race or overlapping with it in ugly ways. Racism and xenophobia aren't always identical, but they feed each other. Someone can oppose certain nationalities, cultures, or immigrant communities with fanatical zeal while marrying outside their race, as long as that individual fully assimilates into their ideological bubble. It's not about skin color alone. It's about who belongs. In their vision of America and who must be excluded, deported, or dehumanized. Sixth, self-interest trumping any pretense of consistency. Prejudiced minds are masters of contradiction. They bend rules, ignore logic, and sacrifice principles whenever personal gain, public image, or emotional convenience is at stake. A marriage that boosts status or deflects scrutiny. Perfectly fine. Policies that terrorize communities resembling their spouse's heritage. Also fine as long as it serves the agenda. In short, interracial marriage proves nothing about moral clarity or the eradication of racism. Judge people by their actions, the policies they push, and the harm they inflict on marginalized groups, not by their family photos or wedding albums. Look no further than the heart of MAGA extremism for glaring proof. J.D. Vance, the vice president and poster boy for nationalist fury, is married to Usha Chilukuri Vance, a brilliant woman of Indian descent, daughter of immigrants from Andhra Pradesh. She's the first Indian American and Hindu second lady, a historic milestone. Yet Vance has built his career on ferocious anti-immigrant rhetoric, championing mass deportations, border walls, and policies that would devastate families like the one his wife came from. He rails against replacement theories while his own marriage embodies the diversity he politically assaults. Critics call it out. His interracial union serves as a convenient token, insulating him from racism charges while he advances an agenda that targets immigrants of color. Usha stands by him, smiling through speeches, but the contradiction screams personal life as a shield for public bigotry. this isn't isolated. Across the MAGA spectrum, figures wield interracial or diverse personal ties to deflect scrutiny. They parade family diversity while endorsing cruelty toward immigrants, refugees, and non-white communities. It's textbook tokenism, one exception to prove they're not hateful, while systemic oppression rages unchecked. History echoes this deception. From slave owners fathering children with enslaved women, yet upholding slavery, to modern politicians opposing civil rights despite mixed heritage, personal relationships have never dismantled ideological racism. They often enable it, providing cover for those in power to maintain hierarchies without consequence. We must reject this farce outright. True anti-racism demands dismantling power structures, not hiding behind spouses or children. It requires fighting for policies that uplift all marginalized groups, not carving exceptions while crushing the rest. Interracial love is beautiful, but it's no alibi for hate. In 2026, as MAGA tightens its grip with deportation machines and nationalist fever, remember, actions reveal character, not anecdotes. Demand accountability, call out the shields, fight for real equity, not performative exceptions. Racism thrives on these illusions. Shatter them relentlessly. Follow so we can stay connected. Your support matters more than you know, and I appreciate every moment you give to listen. Your support is important to me, and it helps me a lot. It keeps me active, bringing you important information with your support and comments, likes and shares. Feel free to like, support, and subscribe. I will always provide content for you. I appreciate every support you give. Crowning Thoughts True Speaker Copyright 2025 by Santiago D.C. Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. I love you all and I appreciate each of you. Stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Love always. Santiago D.C. Maria.